Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me? Please, I hope the sound works, because it wasn't working before. All right. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Good morning, guys. Oh, thank God. I can't have anything else go wrong. Let me put this away. Put that over there. And we will look at this. And pull up this. And yeah. Okay. Let's see, where's my pop-up chat? I'll put that here. Insight, yes. Okay. Should I trade BTC for altcoins during the dip or hold? Should I hop on Coinigy? Put on a shirt? Yeah, I had to bring the robe back. Let's see. What are the coins of the day? Should I move my alts into BTC? So, Sam, what percentage of your portfolio is BTC? See, I had to do it live, Jeff. I had to do it live. I don't know why it wasn't working before, but what percentage of your portfolio is BTC? Can't let Asians into crypto, they panic. In general, it's an overall market bloodbath / crash. So there are people asking me questions like, should I go all into BTC? Because when BTC finds its bottom, it's going to start a bull run. In my opinion, when the money re-enters the market, it's going to be distributed across the board. It won't just go into BTC. So you have to kind of look at what happened in the last few major crashes over the past year or so. And I guess September China FUD was one of them. BTC dipped from over 5K to 3K. Ethereum was down to like $125. And if you see, I did a live stream that day or a video, and I told people to buy Ethereum at 125 or BTC at 3K. And within a month or so, you'll probably look back and be very happy with that purchase. Same scenario. It's a different type of FUD, different stuff going on. But nevertheless, it's a steep correction that was needed. And when you look around and pretty much you see some people were buying the dip yesterday, and now today it's gotten a little bit worse. And somebody in my chat actually just said, I know one guy who's still buying. And really, when it's like that, where like most of the people that you know that were strong and whatnot and very convinced have even lost their nerve, and there's only like a handful of people that are buying. For me, that's a good indicator of that we're close to this bottom, when people start to really freak out. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm willing to go down with the ship. Personally, it's not the best trading. I mean, had you went heavily into US dollar, let's say a week ago perhaps, you'd be looking very, very smart right now. However, being that I'm assuming we all didn't, in general, the market is here. And I don't believe it's going anywhere. I think that probably by the summertime will be multi-trillion-dollar market cap. There's too much infrastructure, too much going on, too much awareness, too much excitement, and these institutional investors are going. This is their chance to get in cheap, and then to really kind of have their way. So. Yeah, I mean, for you guys that are getting wrecked, I'm getting wrecked too. And personally, the last few days, I don't know if you're in my Telegram or Discord, like I had like some serious personal stuff going on, like way bigger than crypto, and to the point where the combination of those personal problems and just distress combined with the workload and the messages and the groups and everything. It was just all like coming down on me in such a bad way. And then now the market's so it's just like at this point, at least I know I'm alive, because holy shit, like you almost get numb to some point. But yeah, I am staying strong, and at the end of the day, yeah, yeah, you only lose what you sell for a loss. At the end of the day, now is not the time to sell. I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, look at this blood. This is the time to buy. And people are going to say, "Oh, it's going to go down to 8K." According to TA, like 8,500, 8,400 range would look. That is the level. And big investors do use those levels. So I said, like maybe 9,200 something. It could even be like 89, in that range, somewhere above that level. Somebody's going to make the move first, and then that will start the bounce back, I believe. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. For the guys that have been around, really, we should kind of be used to this. It's very hard to get used to, seeing that much of your portfolio disappear in a short period of time. But we're also, accustomed to watching it grow parabolically as well. And if you zoom out, if you look for people that have been in for 6 months or 3 months or whatnot, and you've done well, if you look at the overall performance, it's still out of this world. At least I would assume, for myself it is. Looking where I'm at today, I've taken a major hit in the last 2 days, but in relationship to where I started, or where I was 6 months ago or 3 months ago, I mean, if I just had that, I'd be like, wow, this is insane, this is life changing, this is crazy. So you just have to have perspective and think about where the market's heading, what's going on, what's happening to cause this. So you have a ton of profit taking. Number one, you have the Chinese New Year, which has been consistent the last 4 Januaries. People start to pull their investment money out to spend money in China. Billions and billions of dollars are spent, a lot of traveling, a lot of vacation, a lot of gifts for family, things of that nature. Every single January pretty much has happened. And now this time, people look back at the old Bitcoin charts and whatnot and compare. It's kind of like apples to oranges, because Bitcoin 2 years ago is not what it is now. It wasn't on CNBC being talked about as investment advice, from guys like Brian Kelly and stuff. There's so many more eyes on the space. There's so much more dollars in it, and it's starting to get so much awareness all over the world. So that now, this particular correction, there were many people that would have 2 months ago, they would have laughed at you if you told them to invest in Bitcoin. Now they're taking it very seriously, and basically, we're on the world stage. There's a major crash going on. We're down below 10K. Now, what if Bitcoin bounces? Maybe not today, tomorrow, but let's say next week it starts a real bull run, and we go back to 15, and then it goes back to 20. What do you think? Psychologically, the people that were watching from the sidelines, or the people that bought at all-time high and sold the bottom, it's just like a new batch of believers are going to be forged by this crash. And you're just going to see that whole mentality that Bitcoin will continue to grow, and that you need to trade it, but you don't sell the bottom. You don't panic, because the volatility comes with what we're doing. What percentage should we be holding of BTC? 400. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter right now. Like, whatever you have, you kind of just hold it. As long as you like the coins, this would be a good time. Like, if you're in coins that you don't like, and you see some that you prefer that have been hit like equally or harder, you can make those swaps. Going from Bitcoin to alts or vice versa doesn't really seem that significant to me, because it's an overall market crash. It's not like just the alts are being affected or just BTC. Everything is getting hit. And the alts today are getting hit harder than BTC. So trading them into BTC doesn't necessarily make sense to me. Can't trade Tether for US dollar. Yeah, Tether is also, that is a big concern. Absolutely. I'm holding the same things I was holding before. So mainly I have my main positions are Ven, Cash, Nas, Nebulous, BTC. I have a lot of Ethereum invested in ICOs, and then I have some smaller positions in Lux, GCR, and RPX, and EOS. I have EOS and Link too. Yeah, Tether would be the next BitConnect. How does Tether work? Tether is supposed to. You saw CNBC recommended Tether. Like the mainstream media has no clue what they're talking about. What's your cash to NOS ratio? I have more. Cash is my favorite coin, my favorite project. So, although I have more Ven and Icon than Cash because I got those matured, my initial position on Cash at a low price was very big. So I would assume that eventually, within like a month or two, Cash would end up being my biggest position based off of where it's going to go. Internet key. I don't know about that. There's always a couple coins you can make money off of. Yeah, Cash can be top 5. I think so, for sure. Yeah, I agree, Tom. Devor and Pagarex. I don't have an opinion. Guys who got in 3 days ago, how long before we recover will Tron go up? Yep, I can tell you just got in if you're talking about Tron. Tron can go up, sure. It sure can. But, unfortunately, Tron and Ripple were the two most hyped coins, especially for people that were new. And they did grow a lot, but it was, for people that are a little more experienced, we all knew what was going to happen with those two. It wasn't surprising at all. And Tron grew so much because basically their CEO is like an expert shill. Not because they had anything like really great going on. Like Ven. If you put Justin Sun and put him in charge of Ven, Ven would be a top 5 token right now. But Ven is actually the real goods. Their partnerships are legit. What they're doing is legit. That's the importance of marketing. Neo has been great. I mean, I recommended an open position in Neo at $30. I sold too early. But Neo was pretty solid. I'm hearing some rumors that they could be looking at some trouble though with China. That's part. This crash has its multiple reasons why. So you have the whole BitConnect thing. You have the Chinese New Year. You have Chinese regulation. You still have some fear in the air of Korea regulation and banning, which I don't believe in. I've discussed multiple times. But it's a combination of everything. And then you have U.S. A lot of people are anticipating U.S. regulation. So it's a composite of a bunch of different things. It's not just one specific problem or fear. Ion, this blockchain 3.0, partner with Icon. They have the lockup, but Ion could be very big. Yep, bullish on Sonam still. I'm bullish on them as a project, but as a business, like I'm not sure if they have if they're going to be able to get people excited about it. But they see I'm keeping an eye on them. I know their testnet is almost up, so I'm keeping an eye on it. Yeah, Neo has they have 27 ICOs coming, so definitely bullish. But if China slams down on them, and they start to go with VEN as the real national cryptocurrency, that would be very good for VEN and pretty bad for NEO. Sophia TX looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it. BTC or alts. Sam, I would say like a diverse portfolio on it. You know, you could be like 20% in BTC. That's fine, and the rest alts. I'm not in Apex. Quash. That's actually coffee. It's almost done. HPB. I'm getting a lot of questions. What are your thoughts on HPB? Actually, Hourglass. Oh, Lux, yeah. Go all in on Lux. When suit. Next video. Hey, what's up, Sonam? You guys, they pissed me off. That's why I was like, I was just trying to help, and I feel like Sonam, they didn't take constructive criticism well. So just kind of like, I'm like, you know what, there's so many coins out here, I'll just go for something else. Bluezell, yeah, Bluezell is going to be huge. Oh, what's up, Best? The best, you are the best. LRC, so there was a report that I saw. LRC was kind of, it's a great token and project, but they were named as one of the tokens that could be affected by China. I do have a free Telegram group. Yep. Favorite indicators for TA? The real one meltdown. People in the dojo know what I mean. That's the key. That's the key indicator. My health seems to be better today. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Comes and goes. The real one meltdown. He hasn't done it yet, has he? Either the real one or Kingpin. When these two guys freak out, that's when I know it's time to buy. That's my favorite indicator. So this is happening every year. It happens more than every year. It happens every couple months, actually. You remember when the last time Bitcoin took a big hit was when Bitcoin Cash, people were pushing, remember Bitcoin Cash? And they thought that it was going to take it over, and Roger Ver, and then it reversed again. But people, when was that? I think that was November, actually. That was the first time when people really thought Bitcoin Cash was going to take over, and Tonebase said Bitcoin was going to go to 5,200, and I think Bitcoin ended up around 85, maybe? Let me see. When was it? Here. I think it was here. I don't have XBY, but it's pretty good. GCR is still going to the moon. I think they're going to have some good stuff coming up, but you know, one coin that I like with under 10 million. Put away the chart. You see this EMA here though? 144, 169. Look. Here. Didn't make it down there here, but it's right on the money there. So somewhere in between, it's been kind of accurate sometimes. Let's see. Under 10 million, huh? Under 10 million is like so small now. November 8th and 13th. Don't go all in on anything, by the way, guys. There's no need. So people are talking about KuCoin and these exchanges being affected. I don't really understand why KuCoin would be affected, because they're based out of Hong Kong, the same as Binance. So, and everybody is like running to pull their money out. I don't get it. So if somebody can explain to me why KuCoin would be affected by Chinese regulation, I'd like to hear it. Actually, I haven't heard a good answer yet. Lisk is good. Big Easy is huge on Lisk. It's a good coin. Yep. They've been around. They have a good reputation. They're already pretty big. So, like for me, I don't normally target coins that are like in the top 20. I like to find the ones that are either way down, like this guy's asking for 10 million, something like that, or I find solid ones that are in the top 100 that I think can make it to the top 20. So, like top 20 coins, I'll go in like if I know there's some fundamental news coming up, or more of like quick trades, or something got hit really hard for some reason and I believe that it'll bounce back. Then I would start to enter stuff up there, like in the $1 billion market cap, but mainly for quick trades. But that's not like the my own strategy that's worked the best was finding the coins that are going to move parabolically that haven't yet. So it's not really what I would be doing. Yeah, so GCR is at 16 million. It's not 10 million, but it's pretty close. I think that one's going to grow. Verify at 16 million is very good. Let's see. Quark is kind of interesting. It's on Ubic. Ubic seems to be still very undervalued, in my opinion. The contract platforms have all been growing, and Ubic is one of the ones that have been around, but it's at 115 million cap. It's pretty undervalued, in my opinion. I think Ubic's pretty good. What? What's he talking about? Nulls, yeah, nulls. Well, nulls see, a lot of this FUD has to do with more severe China backlash and restrictions. So, yeah, Syscoin's going to be very good. So, like right now, I'd be kind of staying away from China coins to some extent. See, all of this is rumor. It's not proven, but you have to pay attention to it. So Huobi was one of the ones that they said would have problems too. I heard, but I don't know how true that is. They said Binance would be fine, thank God, but Binance is in Hong Kong, just like KuCoin. So you never know who's writing these things or who's saying it, what type of information they have. People have they've said all sorts of things would happen, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But when these things get spread, it can cause a lot of panic, and it's the combination of everything. Yeah, no, I'm definitely bullish on NOS. And you know what? I entered at 83K, and now I bought more like yesterday. Because I'm confident that it'll grow. The same way, like I told my friends and followers, that cash initially I bought at like almost 11,000 sats. And at one point it was all the way down to like 4,200. So I lost over 50%. But the thing is, as it dropped, because I was so confident and I was doing my research, I didn't just go all in at one position at 11K. I was like, you know what? This coin looks really good. It's went up a little bit, but I don't want to not have any of it right now. So I bought some, but I didn't put like everything into it the way some people do. So then it dropped to like 8K, and then I bought a little more. went down to about 7,000, 6,000 in that range. That's when I started to buy a lot. And I bought between 4,500 and 6K. That's when I purchased 80% of my position. So when it rose, like, it didn't need to go back to my initial entry for me to already make great profit. But in general, I looked at where it was at 11K, and I projected where I thought it would be, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and I was fine with that because in general it's still very cheap. But you always want to put yourself in a position to profit as easily as possible. So that's why people look for optimal entries. But when you're dealing with something that you've assessed personally as extremely undervalued, even 50% difference, it really won't matter too much in the long run if the way you project the coin to perform comes close to that. So I guess the lesson is, even if you like something a lot, never just like, let's say you had one Bitcoin you want to put one Bitcoin into this position. Don't just look at like the first price, unless it's like in a bloodbath like today. Let's say you wanted to buy one of these and you were waiting. Today wouldn't be a bad time to just, here, I'm buying it all at this position. That's fine. You can do that. But I hope you understand what I mean by that. Is Japan freaking out? EOS is really good. EOS is going to be very big. I think from this point, being that I just look at like where things will end up, and what the price is. So EOS was something that I entered at like 60 cents, and it grew a lot, and it will continue to grow. But to me, like, cash has a lot of room. Like, we haven't seen it really move yet, to like what it really can do. It can literally be a top 3 coin. So I don't know why people would say Japan is freaking out. Japan is like the most crypto friendly country right now. Thanks, Nelson. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Of course I still like Ven, George. Come on. Ven is going to be huge, man. It's going to be huge. 29th? Come on. It's going right up that ladder. When do you decide to sell and how much? Abdurrahman, it's such a complex question. There is no right or wrong answer. There's no perfect answer to that, and it's something that people have written hundreds and hundreds of books on and studied, and there is no when to take profit. Everybody has their own strategy, and it really has to do with your conviction and your projections. And one thing that I would say that I do, if it's something that I've researched thoroughly and put in the time and the effort, and I come up with my own projection, I don't, even if it grows, let's say the coin just happens to grow 100% in a day, I would sell some, but not all. Probably a small percentage, depending on how far it is on the chart to my projection. So maybe I would sell 10%, it goes up 100%. And then if it dips, I would buy back in and just add more tokens. That's if I think the coin has room to grow, 10x or 20x. So for instance, Ven, when we entered Ven below 3K Satoshi, a lot of us. So I remember it pumped up to 6,000, and then it dumped back down, and people were freaking out. Oh, why didn't we sell? I should have sold. I should have known. And I said, guys, look, by the end of the year, or very soon, 6,000 is going to look like a joke. So you know what? Yeah, I can look back in a greedy way and say, damn, I should have sold all my Ven at 6K and then bought back in at 3K. But it doesn't always work like that. Maybe let's say I sold all my Ven at 6K, and it dumped at 3K, and then for whatever reason, I got emotional and lost confidence, or I never knew to buy back in. There's so many people that are like, yeah, I sold the top, but it wasn't actually the top in the grand scheme, and they won't tell you that they didn't get back into the coin. You know what I'm saying? Like I've spoken to people, and like they were like so bullish on this coin that did really well, and I'd be like, wow, you must have made a killing, and they're like, in private, they're like, nah, I sold like way too early, man. And I've done that before too. I've done that before, but I didn't do it with Ven. I didn't do it with Lux, and I'm not going to do it with Cash. I sold EOS too early, but I got back in. But EOS, I mean, in September, I was saying, at the minimum, I think we'll hit like $10 in the summer, but it could happen sooner. And it happened so much sooner that when EOS grew, I got like, I don't know, I tried to do the whole sell high and buy back in, and it just got away from me. And being that, I had that emotional attachment where I sold and I'm waiting to buy the dip, and the dip doesn't come, I waited so long to get back into it that, my position was so much smaller than it was. And I still made money. I got in. I'm still in. You can still do well with EOS. But that was a valuable lesson for me. Who's skinny? Me? Joshy, you talking about me? I'm skinny? Cash, Ven, Dragon, Lux, Nas, Med, OST. Those are good. Yeah, I like those, Devesh. Hold WTC. I prefer Ven over WTC. I'm stuck with most of my investment on BNB. I guess you probably have to hold a little bit, but I don't know. I can't call it, man. Sorry. Hit the gym. I probably it's funny, guys on the internet talking about physique. I mean, I'm probably more fit than I would say 90% of the people on this chat, My name's Jake. Sub, I like sub. Favorite ICOs, Nucleus Vision, I like. Very bullish on that one for multiple reasons, but you can, Elamine. Don't make me flex on you guys. Some guy told me I had a long face the other day in the comments. I was like, oh, thanks. One question at a time. Metric system. I don't even know what that means, you gay. Too gay. How much is what's that, like 330 or something? Dressing gown. This is official. If you don't have one of these and you're calling it a gown, it's kind of suspect. Yeah, Nucleus, Stack is good. Dragon, not to be confused with Dragon Chain. Dragon Chain was awesome, obviously, but Dragon ICO I think is going to be big. That's a big sleeper. And what else? Kairos, pretty good. Ship Chain is starting to look really good, actually. Current looks pretty cool. Yeah, Neo. I mean, yeah. Neo's. I wouldn't. I mean, it's been pretty strong. So, I mean, it took a 37% hit. This is not the time to sell it. It's not the stuff that got hit the hardest. You don't sell right now. You buy. And then like when the mark, this is a good time. Like if you have something that wasn't hit that hard, that you're like, so let's say you have Sia coin. I mean, and not to say that Sia coin's bad, but you could swap it into something very solid that's been hit harder. So like your Sia coin's only down 5%. Okay, let me switch the Sia coin out for Icon, who has mainnet coming next week and should receive a bump if alts come back. So that would be like a play. Not to say like if you're bullish on Sia coin, hold your Sia coin. Don't listen to me. But I'm just using it as an example. This wasn't hit too bad. Everything's been hit hard. Look at gas, smashed. Neblio. This would be a time to sell Neblio. Yes, I know you guys think it's going to be great, but you could sell it and buy something like Kyber, or and then if it rebounds, it always happens this way. The stuff that's got hit the hardest always rebounds the hardest. Then you could switch back in. I was bar mitzvahed, Alex. Yes, I was. I'm official. I didn't just make this up. Have you heard of Coca-Cola Kid? Yeah. People have been showing me his stuff. BitConnect. Hey, why? Gas price take down Neo in the long run. I don't think so. Wait, what's John Smith talking about? Make Believium. Oh, he's just trolling. Yeah, those are the ones that I like. Yeah. Everything that, yeah, 10 of coins is funny. Everything that people calls a scam ends up doing really well. Nobody's saying that they're brilliant. We're a bunch of idiots. Okay, John. John, do you live at home or are you at work right now? What do you do? I'm curious. We're a bunch of idiots, and you're sitting here trolling us. So you must have a lot of time on your hands. 1 week water fasting. My diet and that type of thing I need to actually take care of because I don't do any of that fasting stuff. My diet's not very good. I need to take care of my body a little bit better. Ooh, an engineer. What do you make? 80K a year? You know? We make that in a day, John. Engineer. My brother has a master's in engineering and he's trying to get into crypto. Okay? Yeah. All right. Well, you're losing. Not that there's anything wrong with engineers, but you don't really make life-changing money doing that. Oh, multi-millions, and you're trolling a YouTube stream. Yeah, I'm sure you do, John Smith. John Smith. He does. He picks engineer like, woo, I'm an engineer. Come on, man. I lost more in the last 2 days than you probably have made in the last 5 years. Okay, John? And I don't even give a shit because there's more where it came from. All right, buddy? So you can go away. Like I said, my brother's an engineer. I have nothing wrong with engineers, but, come on. What are we talking about here? Wasn't he the guy that said my physique was no good? Or are you kidding me? Just look at my Instagram, Like, not that I'm like some roided out monster, but when it comes to like somebody that actually has a job and like takes care of things and is a family man, my physique's pretty good to be able to balance all of this. I am going to have a token soon. Actually, I'm working on it. I am working on it, and it's going to be sick. I can't wait. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. Icon's going to be huge. It's Korean Ethereum, dude. Like, they're partnered with Aeon and Wan so that they can scale and compete with blockchain 3.0, because contradictory to what a lot of people say, Icon's not actually a blockchain 3.0. That's why they've partnered with these two other ones so that they can address interoperability and scaling issues with transactions. So Icon, the companies that they're partnered with in Korea are like huge. Like, when you see those little memes or the gifs, the memes with all the different partnerships, like I was speaking to family members from Korea and like I was asking them about the companies, and it's basically like the equivalent to like MIT or Johns Hopkins. Like this, so like the hospital is like the best hospital. The colleges are the best colleges. The financial institutions are like the Morgan Stanleys. So their partnerships are so legit that I think there's no doubt we'll be seeing like $100 icon at some point this year. It's very possible, $50 to $100. It's quite possible. Yeah, nucleus vision is huge. It's gonna be very, very popular. Yep, and they also, I think they met with Tim Draper of Google. Uh, what's my education? The School of Hard Knocks. I'm basically, I have an associate's degree, and I went to college, and I dropped out because I was working and I was managing a dental practice when I was 19, and going to college at the same time, and I got my associates, and then I went on to go for my what's that, bachelor's, and I just at that time I didn't see the value I was paying, and I just I wasn't mature enough, and then maybe like a year ago I tried to go back, and it wasn't for me, like I got good grades and stuff, but like I didn't like what they were teaching, and I just I started to think about what it was going to cost me and what I could do with that money instead of spending it on their education when they're trying to teach me this stuff. And at the end of the day, I read a lot. I've always, been pretty sharp. I had a very high SAT score. It wasn't like I'm like an idiot, but I don't know. I didn't see the value in it, and because of that, I had such a chip on my shoulder because I would see people, oh, like they went to college, but yet, I'm managing a $30 million business, and I've done exceptionally well in anything I've put my mind to. So, and everybody was telling me I couldn't do something because I didn't have a college degree. Yet, I know how to run a business, and I was able to make money, and I could take that money and start another business. So and I wouldn't need a college degree to do that. So at this point in my life, I decided that it didn't really make sense. Yeah. How do I get rid of this guy? He seems to be annoying some of the people in the chat. Fuzz. Fuzz, fuzz, fuzz. Let's see. I don't even know how to block people. How do I kick this guy out? I don't know how. A dentist. Oh. No comment. Yes, of course I have a family. For me being in crypto, well, I've said this before. Um, e- oh, yeah, get him, Rogan. What's up, Eli? Uh, the like, what's the end game for crypto? For me being in crypto. Um, so, like I've said, when months ago or years ago, when you're trying to get people into this, you give them the whole pitch about why crypto, why Bitcoin, um, and and it always has to do with the fact that fiat and governments are really screwing us, and it can be very unstable, and that this is the future of finance, this is the future of fintech, it's the future of money and information and the internet and all these things. So let's say we do really, really well this year, and we sell all of our crypto into fiat, and then fiat crashes, and the people that have crypto are the ones who are actually wealthy. I mean, it would be the definition of irony, and the people that did that would probably feel pretty bad about it. So my personal goal would be to do well enough where I can diversify into other markets and other investments, businesses, property. You can never go wrong. Even if it's a kind of a bubble right now, you could still buy property, or buy businesses, make those types of investments, have cash, and then but still leave. I have no plans to like fully exit this market, not yet, because I do believe in what we're doing. I believe in what cryptocurrency and Bitcoin means for the future of money, and for me to fully exit all into fiat would be foolish, in my opinion. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, Anton. Did you tether? No, I don't tether. Thanks, Dean. I didn't tether. I'm riding the waves. I'm rolling with it. Bought some stuff. Uh, the China exchange FUD. I still don't even really get it because like China isn't like fully back in, and China's just going to continue to trade on Korean exchanges or Japanese exchanges or even the same ones that we trade on. So I'm not because I've been through it, and also it's a certain skill set drive slow, like or not skill set. It's like a personality trait, I suppose. Like I'm somebody that's, I've been down like in life, you know. I've been at the bottom before, and when I look at the big picture, even if I had no money, I know I could do what I need to do, to survive. This is America, and you know, you see all these people coming from other countries like Africa, these other countries, and they come here with nothing, no, and they were a doctor in their old country, and now they have to drive a taxi cab. But you know what? In a few years, all of a sudden, they own a house, they own a business, they've made it. You hear it all the time. I met a nice gentleman at dinner, just randomly. We were at Sushi of Gari, actually. It's a fantastic sushi restaurant in Manhattan. And the guy sat down, and I could tell that he was somebody. And long story short, we started talking, and he was somebody that started as a taxi driver, and he built a taxi business. And before you know it, he has a huge transportation business. I mean, like one of the biggest, and owns property. I mean, the guy's ultra successful, and he started, he just worked hard. He worked hard. He had a vision, and stories like that always inspire me. So that being said, like what happens and how do I stay strong? First off, I've been through maybe four of these crashes, and each time it happened, when I bought on days like this, and I look at the positions that I opened, those were like the most profitable. That's how I've made most of my money, was buying on days like this. When or maybe not specifically a full, definitely days like this, but like when Ven crashed hard, and alts did crash also actually below. It was basically the difference is it wasn't an overall market crash because Bitcoin was running and crushing alts, but that was the day where everybody was freaking out. Alts are dead. I opened big positions on the alts that I liked, and those entries were like crazy good. So I've experienced this multiple times, and that's one reason why that I can stay calm and stay strong. And number two is confidence in the market, my own research, where what is going on in the world. Some of it I combine anecdotal with the fact that your cousins and aunts and people are asking. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of interest coming in, and then you combine that with the companies that are getting involved in this, and just the writing on the wall that as of right now, it's still a somewhat unregulated market, and you have to believe that there are people from traditional markets that have a lot of money invested, have made a lot of money in stocks and bonds and all that stuff, and that they're looking at this and they're licking their chops like, wow, we got to get into this now before it gets regulated, and we can just make a killing, and then we'll own this market. So that's probably going to happen, and to me, I see the market cap being in the trillions this year. So that's another reason I can zoom out, and I don't freak out. Yeah. Just ignore that guy. He's really irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Um, have you been able to get into ICOs this way? Uh, Samoa. Hmm. Um, I don't do ICOs, but I've had some. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to answer it, but yeah, you're freaking out. I get it. Yeah, a crypto tattoo. I'll probably get something. Why not? Something like that. Monetize. Say what? Yeah, there's well ICOs. There's so many of them. You have to pick the right ones. But if you pick the right ones, it totally change. It can change your portfolio so quickly. Um, my Korean roots. It's like not. Yeah, I'll get a BitConnect tattoo. My Korean roots are not very deep. My mom came here with just her brother and her mother, and the history is actually pretty interesting. She never met her father, and we just there wasn't much contact with the Korean family. So my mom married my father, who's Jewish American from Brooklyn, and most of the family that I know was all my Brooklyn Jew family. So my mom, I believe, in an effort to try to keep the family tight as a unit, she was concerned that if my brother and I were speaking Korean in the house and that she was speaking Korean, that my father would feel alienated. So they made a decision not to teach us Korean, and then they shortly after got divorced. So in retrospect, I wish that I knew Korean, and it's probably I'll probably do Rosetta Stone or something. I would like to learn and get more in touch with my Korean roots. But we did have Korean pretty much like rice every day and kimchi and Korean food. And I enjoy Korean movies and anything Korean. I'm very proud of my heritage. But as far as like being like an official Korean, like I'm not very in tune with that. Like the whole like going to church and you know. It's interesting, Grady. I thought they were from that has to do with am I worried about Tether? Yeah, yeah, I am. Yeah, K-pop. I'm not huge with K-pop. Korean food is like the ultimate comfort food for me. Yeah, I guess culturally I would be more Jewish, perhaps. Yeah, and for anyone that got hit with BitConnect, I'm not the type of person to say I told you so. I feel bad. Um, I know people that went in and I tried to talk them out of it, and they said, you know what, it's a calculated risk. I can make so much or I could lose it, and I'm going to take a shot. But they didn't go all in. But there are obviously people that put in a lot of money that are really hurting. So it's just sad. It's a sad thing, and I would say most people saw it coming. I mean, it was inevitable, and I feel bad for the people that are affected by it. It's really it's kind of messed up. The risks with Tether. So the risk with Tether is if Tether supposedly is backed by U.S. dollar, but they have to be able to prove that. And Tether has, like when Bitfinex prints, all of a sudden they release, 10 million more Tether. I mean, I don't know. It's a little sketchy. It is something that you know, it's necessary to have that tool, but if it's not legitimate, it could be very, very bad for the market. Right. It's kind of like the U.S. Fed. They don't have the gold to back our dollar. It's no different. Yeah, exactly. All that tether coming in. Papa Loco. Top three alts on discount to get right now. Um, hmm. Let me see. Cash is like not really affected right now. Not too bad for cash. I would say Icon's pretty good. Icon's pretty good. Um, Kyber, yep. Ardor is good. Link. I would say that if I had to pick three to get into right now, if you had extra BTC, I'd say probably Icon, Kyber, and Link look the best. Or you could replace Kyber with Neo potentially if you got some guts. But like when they bounce back, it's not a matter of like which ones will bounce back. Like it's just some bounce back harder than others. Um, everything will bounce back at once when it happens. Why do I like Kyber? Because especially with a lot of this regulation and stuff, it's a decentralized exchange that is backed by, advised upon by Vitalik, number one, and they have a lot of things coming up soon. So I don't know if Big Easy's still, Crypto Rogan's still on, but he's done a lot more research on Kyber than I have, and I know I'd love to hear his answer to why. But just in general, Kyber is going to be very popular, and JNT. It's like Tether with actual backing. They are backed by Soros and Don Tapscott. Eesh. Because Chainlink, they're going to have a lot of partnerships. They can't they can't talk about them until they happen. So, I mean, it's where is Chainlink? It's way down here, isn't it? It's there. How is it? It's at $178 million cap for. I mean, a lot of people talk about the Swift partnership. So the connectivity and yeah, they're partnered with Swift, Cornell, and there are other partnerships that they're not talking about, but they will as they're able to announce them and implement them. And at a market cap of 180 million compared to like where some of these other ones are, I think it's going to be very big in 2018. So a lot of room to grow. QLC is legit. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'm talking about Chainlink. Yes, James. Ray blocks. Ray blocks went crazy. But it's kind of like IOTA. Somebody was saying something big was going to happen for IOTA soon today, actually. Getting hit pretty hard. Ven will go up, but yeah, Ven's always good to buy, in my opinion. It will go up this year. You just look at what things are going to be in April, March. I mean, if you guys think this is just like we're going back to the Stone Age as far as crypto, you're mistaken. It's all going down. Yeah. Cardano. Nas will do well too. Yeah. What's up, Scott? How you doing? request. That's Foz's, the Foz special. We're gonna cover a lot of these actually in a video. I'm trying to do a video with my partner Foz, but he's you're gonna meet him soon if you haven't already. But yeah, we're gonna do a top 10 video pretty soon. So as soon as he can get his act together, we will shoot that together. I'm excited to release that. No, he doesn't do Twitter. He puts that all on me. So, Foz has it very, very easy. Very easy. Yeah, no problem, guys. I tried. And for anybody that I haven't replied to, you have to understand it's not intentional. And, I get a lot of questions. And as a rule, like if people start to ask questions that are like easily answered by just looking at like my Twitter feed or just Googling the question, I'm just not going to answer anymore. I just can't do it. Yeah, I mean, one thing of note, like this sucks right now as far as the market, but if my personal life was cool, like I really would. This is like nothing, for me. Like to be honest, like just like when people say like money isn't everything, that means something. It does mean something, and never let never forget that. I guess is what I could say. Things happen. Life is kind of crazy, and you lose track of things really quickly. You get wrapped up, and you know, um, does Foss get paid? Of course, he gets paid. He's my partner. He's not my slave. Of course, he gets paid. Yeah, health wise, yeah. So, there's some people in my, people that I care very, very much about are dealing with old age challenges. My grandparents are not doing well. So that's one thing. And my personal relationship has suffered significantly from this lifestyle of crypto where, the market never stops and you kind of like lose track and get wrapped up in it. And, I don't have any good answers. I mean, it's messed up. So you combine these personal problems with then I'm getting like 1,000 messages a day, and then I have a lot of different things going on, and the pressure of being successful and trying to help other people grow. I mean, anytime I tweet something, if I say this coin looks good and the coin goes down, then that's something that I have to own, and not that like, oh yeah, people yell at me like I can't handle that. It's more of like my own guilt. I don't want to be wrong ever. I hate it. So, that's like internal pressure. So everything combined together, it affected me in a physical way over the past few days. And I tried to stay away from the market, but the market is you guys, I need to be involved right now. I need to be here because people are acting irrationally and they're getting emotional, and they need some sort of guidance to at least think of things, pull themselves away from what's happening, and think in a logical way. Do we have to pay? I'm confused. I always assume bullish meant no. Bullish is buying. You're buying. Bear is the selling. See, I'm not gonna just make some shit coin. Like my coin is going to be, it's going to actually have a use, and I think you're gonna really enjoy it. To be honest, Batos. Batos could be something that you could buy, but it's just not on a lot of exchanges. And I noticed this, people are going for the Gate.io and the Huobi coins, but if something happens to Huobi, then you won't have much liquidity. And, like, I have the patience to buy something like Botos or NAS and just hold on to it and wait until, or cash, and wait until it hits Binance, or if KuCoin becomes a huge exchange, which it very likely could, and then hits KuCoin, I'll buy something like that and wait, like on Ether Delta or one of these smaller exchanges. But a lot of the people that are following me now, they're newer to the space, and they don't understand the concept of the coin isn't going to always go up 1,000% in a week. They saw what happened in the last month, and they saw Verge, the Trons, the Cardanos, these huge explosions so quickly, and they expected that's going to happen all the time. So if they buy a token and it doesn't go up like a few 100% in a week, they're like, what's wrong with it? Or, I mean, people were asking, like, what's wrong with Ven? What's wrong with Ven? When it was like, and they just kept complaining about, oh, the whales are keeping it down. And you look at the chart, it's just going up, going up, going up. It's like we're on like a 20x or 10x from where we entered, more, 20x. And people were still, up until recently, what's going on with Ven? What's wrong with it? I mean, people are just very impatient. So if you're patient, Ragu, my heart was pounding crazily, but it had nothing to do with crypto. No, I already have a name. It won't be KJ token. It's an actual token. Yeah, the cap is so high. I'm a little concerned about it, but it could do really well. Do you feel like testnets, mainnets are priced in factors? It depends. It's situational. James, right now, this is a good time to buy alts or Bitcoin. Just buy something. You just buy something. That's all I can say. Buy something, look back in a week, see how it worked out. No. Viagra. My biggest coin, for everybody that keeps asking, my favorite coin is Cash. Cash and Ven. Those two are my favorites. But you don't have to just pick one. You diversify. So the ones that I like for 2018, at least holding, Icon, Cash, Ven, Link, EOS, Kyber looks good. And there's probably some that haven't even come out yet. Juan is going to be very hot. We'll see when they release. They should probably wait a little bit. But Juan is something to look at. I'm probably missing a few, but you don't need to have all of them. Yeah, Nebulous. Yep. Wabi I liked a bit, but it was like when I did my Ven video, all the Wabi trolls like kept trolling me, and it really turned me off to Wabi. Not that I wouldn't invest in it, but I was just like, you know what? I don't like these guys, so I will not shill your coin ever. And say you're trolling me. There was Wabi's so much better than Ven. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't have any problem with Wabi, but I respectfully disagree. Neblio's okay. It's not bad. It's just it's a coin that that hasn't been, it's done well through this bloodbath. So that, to me, I don't care. I would be looking to unload that and buy something that hasn't done well. Mediblock. And this is this is not financial advice, everybody. Just to be clear. Cash, I mean QASH. QASH, Cash. Bluezell will be huge. I wish I could have got into that. Dragon Chain or Dragon the gambling token? That Dragon gambling token I think might be really good. I think they're doing the ICO in like March or something, or mid-February to March. I got into pre-sale, so I'm happy. But it doesn't mean you can't make money on the ICO. That one's going to be pretty good, I think. How can I leave? Because Lux is like, all right. So we got into Lux at like under $1, and like it made it up to almost $50. So yeah, I like it, but and you can make money on it. But for it to 2x, it has to be 100. For it to 3x, 150. I mean, it's possible, but I like if you follow my videos, my Twitter, you'll see that I like to enter stuff that has the potential to do 20 to 50x, from that entry. Now, Lux is great, and it's great for staking. I have it staking right here. I don't have, but it's not something that I would say, hey, open a big position in right now and you can't lose. I mean, right now the price is actually pretty good at $20. You might want to look at it, but for me, when people ask what are my top coins, I'm talking about coins that are going to make you life-changing money, which Lux did. But from this point, it's going to be significantly harder to make that huge return that you could potentially get with something like a good ICO pre-sale or something like Cash, or Ven when we got in at 25 cents. Ven still has a ton of runway left. Icon could still 10 to 20x this year easily. But for Lux to 20x from here, I don't know. I don't think we're going to see a $500 Lux. I'm sorry, and I love Lux, but I don't think we're going to see it. Sether? What is Sether? I'm sorry to hear that, Ragu. Can you tell new ICO projects that they will have 100x? Lend token? Yeah, we can. Jamie Diamond. Good name. Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. But for it to 4x, that would be real mania, and it isn't impossible, but I just think that there are other coins that could do that easier, with less risk, less downside risk. I don't know how big your life savings is. And so I mean, and what I mean by that is it doesn't look good right now, but you never want to. I don't recommend, and I tell this all the time. Don't go all in to one coin at one position. That's how you lose. And you see a lot of these, yeah, never put all in one. Dragon Chain's pretty good. It's done really well. It's taken a hit. You could buy it. You could buy it now. It wouldn't be. It looks like Dragon Chain's going to perform well this year, and this would be a good time. The excitement's kind of dying down a little bit. Some of the people that took profit from the ICO may be out now. Yeah. You have to be in contact. Basically Foz is the ICO expert. Foz and Johnny, they're the ones. They're in ICO groups. These ICO groups are very exclusive now. There's no need for people to add more. So if you're in an ICO group or you have a friend that it is, they review everything. And you just follow people like Ian Bellina, and there are websites. There are multiple websites you can use, but you get a sense from if you have an involvement with ICO groups. They're pretty good at targeting and picking ICOs. So those are the ones, and then you want to look at the hard cap. How much are they raising? Who's on the team? What's the lot? Is there a lock-in period? All those things, and ICOs have done very well in the past month or so. So I just said Dragon Chain. It's up right here. What do you guys think about? Because people were saying that he should go to jail. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, it's interesting. Like he was live streaming. I mean, I give him credit for coming out and taking the heat because, man, that chat was nasty, and rightfully so. A lot of people are seriously hurt, but at the end of the day, I know some people did make money on it. Number one, but number two, like if you got in, like didn't you know like there was a chance that this could? I don't know anyone that got into BitConnect that really could honestly say, I didn't know that there was a risk. I thought it was just free money. It's interesting. Yeah, you can short. I mean, it was pretty obvious what it was. The owners, yeah, exactly. Or what about the governments and the banks that do these coordinated attacks and they decide, like I see Capital One decided, they're not going to let you buy crypto, access Coinbase or Gemini with their credit cards. I mean, I thought this was America. Like, you should be able to do what you want. If this is not illegal, then why is a bank deciding? Like why is it that when I go and I swipe my card like $1,000 somewhere for whatever, and then I go to the next store and all of a sudden my card gets declined and they say my limit has been reached, and I'm like, well, I have money in the bank. Like, why are you telling me what I can spend my money on and what I can't and how much of it? I don't like it. And then they're clearly trying to attack this market with manipulation, and they're doing a lot of dirty tricks, and we just sit back and take it, and people are talking about college education and whatnot. Like the amount of money that the generations below me owe, and including my generation still owe for these college loans is like ridiculous, and they're not, and the pay is going down. There are less jobs, and people are just like kind of forced to go to college when they really don't necessarily need to, unless they really know what they're going for. They're just going, and they come out with this huge debt. It severely impacts their ability to be adults and have a family and own a house. And, that they should at least give us like a tax write-off or something. They need to do something. Everybody knows it's a huge problem right now, but we're spending money on wars and other shit that we don't need and bailing out Wall Street when they screw us over. We're giving them the money, but you don't bail out the kids and the people that can't, really have a real life. And it's like nobody does anything about it. Nobody says anything or really does anything. They don't realize that if just, let's say 10% of the people just decided, you know what, March is the month we put our foot down and we're not going to pay the loans. We're not paying anything. And people really did it, do you know how quickly they would go, whoa, because they need that cash coming in. And if they take a 10% hit across the board, that'll wake them the hell up. And then they'll say, okay, well, what do you guys want? And if people protest, like, look at Korea. They tried to ban crypto. What happened? They signed a petition. They want these people's heads to roll. And you know what? They backed down. But in America, what do? We don't do shit anymore. Occupy Wall Street was a movement. But what happened? Like you look at what our parents and the people older than us did, they would throw a fit. Civil rights movement, Martin Luther King Day, that should be a day where nobody works. I don't care, because what Martin Luther King did, he laid his life on the line to change the way we live as people in a good way, in a really good way, in a necessary way. And nobody should have to work. That holiday should be as important as any other holiday, any major holiday, like Memorial Day or Labor Day, July 4th. These are all, what he did changed our country in a good way. And he died for it. So, Vietnam. People were protesting in the streets. We've been in the Middle East for God knows how long. I've said almost we're going on 20 years soon. So, you know, people, if I really started to push this, they start fucking with me with taxes and every little thing, and there would be guys outside my house. They don't play. A guy like Snowden, this guy has to hide. They'll kill him if they see him, And everybody says Obama this, and I'm not getting political, but the Patriot Act was extended. Our privacy was severely severely destroyed, actually, not valued, violated. That's what I meant to say. And this guy came forth. He didn't, he wasn't doing it for money. He did it because it was the right thing. And, that guy should be a hero. What they were doing was wrong. It was wrong. Yeah, but when I'm talking about political, I'm not talking about Democrat, Republican. It's all bullshit. It is. Let's be real. Let's be real. Watch The Real Short. Watch that movie if you haven't already. It's a great movie, and it'll get you upset. But then what will we do about it? Nothing. Buy ICO. My plans for 2018. Yeah, U.S. dollar is a bubble. Everything's a bubble, I guess. The media is. Come on, what are we talking about? It's a debt country. That's real. What happened was real, and that's what really upsets me. The fact that we talk about capitalism and democracy, but these guys, when they're running amok and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're making billions of dollars and controlling our economy, when they get their asses handed to them, how come they get our money? Why? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And in another country, these people would be out in the street. I'm stressed out. I need to let it out. I've been having anxiety attacks. So, yeah. It happens all the time. Bondage. Bondage who? I quit my job, bro. There's no bondage here. This is the opposite of bondage. Of course it's changed me. I'm still the same guy, but, people change. No, it's... I used to manage a healthcare business. So I managed a series of dental offices, a territory of 10 dental offices. And you know what? I busted my butt for them, and I made them a lot of money. And, I get engaged, I have a kid, and, I didn't get a raise for like a year and a half. And they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to give everybody 2% raise, but you get a 3% raise. I'm like, really? Really? All right, well, I'm out. There won't be no new job. Forget a job. I'm not working for anybody. Period. No, I mean, look, the world is screwed up. It's a screwed up place. We can't change it. I mean, at this point, all you could do is make a lot of money and like kind of go away somewhere and be, with your family. Make sure your family has security. Try to help people. Give back. That's like the best you can do, unless you're willing to really go out there and be the man in the middle, the man in the ring, and take them on and probably die for it. can do it. But look at what happened. I mean, anybody that takes a stand or makes an opinion, you see what happens. I'm 33. Thanks, Tyler. This is a long stream. I'm getting hungry. Never escape the world. Even escaping the world, you make an impact. By trying to get rich, you need to be fully in the world. I'm not being a Are you talking to me, Christian? I'm here. Stop being a coward. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm being a coward? This is not the first time I've discussed this. I have a platform and I'm using it. What are you doing? I'm the same guy. I'm the same guy. I think differently. Time changes me. Perspective changes. Of course it changes. Things change. Running away. Who said I'm running away? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's why people troll me, because they know, like, they know that that I'll probably respond. Yeah. I do. Oh, I do. I block people too. I haven't learned how to do it on YouTube yet, but on Twitter I will block you. You never work for the man. Yeah, I admire that. I admire that. Okay. All right. Chris Black in the house, by the way. What's up, buddy? Yeah, shout out. Let me give some shout outs. Isam. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm still new at this. I'm new at this. I admire these guys that have been doing it, like box mining and bite-sized Bitcoin. Even Superman, like he's an entertainer, he's a character, he's a salesman, and he's somebody that was doing it when I first got in. So all these guys paved the way for somebody like me to do it, and I'm trying to get better. Obviously, there's room for advancement, but I always tell people, if you want to do it, then go do it. Like I came in, I'd never done YouTube, I didn't have a Twitter. I created all that and started it. I bought my webcam in September, okay? Because I looked into Walton Coin. I asked these experts, what they thought. They didn't have any comments. They didn't think it was good. I looked on YouTube. There was no videos for it. And I was like, you know what? I think people need to know about this. So I created a YouTube, and I took the name Korean Jew because it was something that I was embarrassed of for like a good 15, 20 years of my life. And now I get strength from it. And I know as soon as I started using that name, it got people's attention. And I joined Walton's Slack, and I said, hey guys, I think this thing is going to go really big. This was when Walton was at 60 cents. And I said, look, I'm about to do a video on it. Please share it for me. Here's my Twitter. And I went from 0 followers and brand new, and now I have over 30,000 followers on Twitter. I got over 10K subscribers on YouTube. And it feels like it was just last night. It feels surreal. But I worked really hard for it, and I believed in myself. And I want to see you guys do the same thing. Like if you say you can do it, like I have friends that, a good friend of mine, he's gotten into it recently, and he's like kind of like a crypto addict, like a lot of us. And he's like, I want to do this, and we should do this and do that. I said, well, go do it then. Don't ask me. Like I'm sick of you saying I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. So the next thing I know, he's registered a website, he's made an Instagram, he's made a Twitter. Shout out to Altcoin Calls. If you don't follow him, I'll give him a follow Friday on Friday. But this is a guy that's really inspired and working, and he went and got a webcam. He's working on a podcast. So I love that. It gets me excited to see other people do it. Demonetizing your videos. What does demonetize? I don't get paid by YouTube. I don't do advertisements. It's not to get paid. So I don't care. How do I make Chris a moderator? Yeah, we got 420 people watching me. I can't imagine that 420 people give a shit what I have to say. But now, I mean, I can imagine now, but 6 months ago I wouldn't have. We're sitting here talking for an hour and a half, and I really appreciate you guys for watching. Yeah, I appreciate you. It's like I almost don't want more subs, but I'll take them. The messages have starting to blow up. How do I do it? Basic info. How do I... next time I'll make you a mod, Chris. I can't figure it out right now. Sup, Brian? How you doing? Yeah, smash that like button, please. Please help me. Help me, please. I was always surprised. Like in the beginning, some of my videos, like I would have like 500 likes and like 2 dislikes. I thought I was gonna get way more dislikes, but I was surprised. There's always a couple of haters. Canadian Jew trading. Okay, I'm waiting for Indian Jew trading. That guy's gonna be the best. Yeah, so many mixed Jews PM me. It's pretty cool. Yep. I am a street shooter. Do I get recognized on the streets? I have been recognized before. It was kind of surreal. I've been recognized before. Kind of weird. You are in India? Uh-oh. He's going to take over. Steven's going to take over the market if he's Indian Jew. Later, Mario. I'll talk to you later, man. Take care. No, I look at it, but I don't post. I don't post. Am I worried about being kidnapped? No, I'm not. I used to live in the Bronx in like really bad neighborhoods before, and I have a little bit of street smarts. I have some self-defense items. I'd be worried about getting kidnapped if I went to like a third world country and was by myself. Yeah, I would actually. But where I'm at right now, no. I'm not a whale. I'm all right. Mexican Jew. Hey, man. ¿Qué pasa, güey? Very. I don't really, very, like, Reggie, you have, like, all the tokens, and it's only traded on Ether Delta. There are more appealing coins for me to invest in than Veritasium. Not that there's anything wrong. I just don't I don't really get it. Doesn't mean it's bad. Why do they make... yeah, see, Jew is a bad word. I have to manually approve all the Jew comments. Kidnap your ass and up. See? People want to come get me. That's why I will never go there. I love Jews. That's not something you see too often, George. Yeah. Which Twitter accounts are important to follow except me? Well, if you follow me, you'll see who I like on Follow Friday. Some of my favorites are CryptoGat. I like Breakout Tickers. Was very inspirational guy for me. Like when I first got into Twitter crypto tickers, like I was like watching him. I was like, yeah, I want to be like that guy. Like he's just killing it. So breakout tickers, Crypto Rogan. He's got some good stuff. He's up and coming. Crypto Rand is worth a look. My feed goes so fast. It's like I get like lost sometimes. Like and right now off the top of my head, I'm not. Venture Coinus is good too. Who else? Birch, Bravado. They have some good calls. I only follow yeah, you should follow McAfee, but his pumps are getting weaker and weaker. So, it's probably a good time. Like you follow him, and if you happen to have the coin that he's calling, like sell. Lark, yeah, I like Lark. Lark is good. Data Dash. The dojo, the waiting list people are getting they have their chance to enter. It's very possible that it may fill before that entry. So if the group doesn't fill by the 20th, then I'll open it up to the public. But there's a strong possibility that it will fill. Dent. Johnny in the dojo called Dent at like what was it, like 10 Satoshi or something? Johnny was like 40 or 50x on it. Coca-Cola Kid, he seems to be pretty accurate actually. Screaming fat. Damn, I can only get fat girls? Oh, screaming girls. I thought he said screaming fat girls. The dojo is 0.5 ETH or 0.04 BTC. I don't know how many new ones there will be. Probably, see, I don't know, like, people are procrastinators. They really are. So it's very hard for me to project. And I want to satisfy the demand. So to be transparent, we had almost 300 members this month. And when I opened up the waiting list, there was 500 people within 48 hours signed up. Now, I don't know how many of those people are really legitimately going to sign up. So, I'm trying to limit it to 400. That's the number that I'm looking at. I don't want more than that. So, it looks like we're already way over. I don't know. We'll get an update from Chris, but there's probably, I don't know. I want to say like there's definitely less than 100 spots left. So if you're on the waiting list, I would hurry up. Or if you're in the group already and you want to re-sign up, I would hurry up. Because it's probably going to be full before the 20th. Especially because it's cheap right now. Thank you. Thank you, Joel. Hitchhiker, I lost way more than you did. We gotta take it, man. We gotta take it. You gotta take it. It's too late. Basically, we made a conscious decision. I did. I took out some fiat for living expenses and stuff, and I'm good. I'm good. But the majority of my portfolio was in BTC and alts, specifically alts. So that was a calculated risk I took because I felt that the market was very, very bullish and still remains so. I still feel this way. And I didn't protect myself for there's also tax reasons. I didn't want to sell to fiat, and I don't feel great about selling to Tether. So I took that risk, and right now I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it for not being as prepared as I should have been. So you own it, But at the end of the day, the reasons why I was willing to take that risk still stand. I still feel confident. So, it is what it is. Look at your portfolio as the way it's performed over the last 3 months, 6 months. Compared to my initial investment of 5K, I think I'm still doing okay. Did I lose a lot of money in the last 2 days? In value, yes. But it doesn't mean it's gone forever. I feel very confident of where we'll be heading. In Q1, Q2, I think we'll do good. The people that stay level-headed and make the decision to purchase on days like this, you're usually going to do very well. So, no, I'm going to be able to raise my ICO is legit. It's not going to be like some shitcoin ICO. I'm telling you, it's going to be very legit. So, I appreciate it, the crowdfund, but you know, like the same way, like I say, I don't take tips unless you have six-figure portfolio. I will not accept a tip from you, because I want the people that have the guts to stick around and handle this market and get in there and believe in it. You know, that money, if you're under 100K, you can multiply it. It means a lot more. It's not that like I'm trying to be arrogant, but you know, I want you to you're going to get more bang for it than I will, and that money could potentially change your portfolio. All it is two plays. So like, let's say, you know, if you have like $100, like, and you 10x it, now it's 1,000. You put that in an ICO that does 50x. Now all of a sudden you have 50,000. You know, it can go a huge way. And to think that ICOs don't do 50x, they do, all the time. Foz, I will not let. Foz is excluded from my token. Yes, I do. They're buying it right now, bro. What do you mean? Of course they're gonna buy BTC. A lot of people like they don't have like that. There are like so many people that have like maybe like a $500, $1,000 maximum. Like they've already bought what they can buy. Eventually they will be able to buy. I love you guys too. I love you, Robert. I love you all. Foz, I didn't want to participate anyway. He'll be wrong, just like Icon, another Korean ICO that Foz passes on. You know, and then he'll be salty about it. And then when it moons, he'll go, you know what? Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Right now, I'm maxed out on ICOs. I'm waiting to see how the ones that I've entered already perform, and then I'll have ETH to put into new ones. I've got so many now, way more. I'm talking about my private group, KJ's Crypto Dojo. There's actually a video on my channel if you want to know more about it. Sharding coins, like Archin. I don't know. No opinion, Mary. I need to look into it more. Better to mine or to buy BTC? When you say min, you mean mine? Tyler, that's like that's a question. You know what? I'm just speculating here on these ICOs. Do you think that this drop is manipulation? It's panic. It's panic. It's a lot of people. Yeah, Tyler, there are ways. There are ways to get in. There are ways. Not to say that I am, but there are definitely ways. And you should talk to my partner Foz, who's based out of Dubai. It's KJ's Crypto Dojo. You can check out my website, www.kjcryptodojo.com. Yeah, ship chain's going to be big. I like it. So back to why it's crashing. Yeah, like I probably watched the beginning of the stream because we talk about it a bit. But you have BitConnect, you have NASDAQ ETFs are open. A lot of China FUD with China Exchange FUD. Even still some residual Korea uncertainty. It's a combination of everything. Plus the price was high. Plus Chinese New Year, where Chinese take profits. So a big group of people started to take their profits, and it caused a panic. And these are all the different factors as to why. But it doesn't mean that these same people that make huge money, and then as the price goes down, they're going to say, "Oh, let's go back in now," and then it reverses. That's how it happens. My favorite is Nucleus. Nucleus, Dragon, Kairos. Shake, you got it. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know how much you're up. I don't know what your risk tolerance is or your needs are, but you know, we've all taken big hits, and to sell now is bad. It's bad. I don't care what anybody says. It's bad. But you know, if this money is like money that you need to survive, like if you need to take it out next week, and you, no matter what the price is, you have to take it out because if not, something bad's going to happen to you, then you know that it's a decision you have to make. But it's it's really not a good time to sell, in my opinion. It's not. And it looks like more money is starting to come back into the market, the overall cap, as we speak. So every year January has been hurt. So it's not, yeah, yeah. See, nucleus. You know why it's going to be the? No, I'm talking about nucleus vision, but they're going to have a lot of tokens. And if you notice the trend, like a lot of the new players, new investors, new crypto people, they like look at just all they look at is dollar value of the token, and they think that, oh, well, if this token can go to $10, then I'll make 100x, and so the tokens that have like billions and billions of tokens. People don't understand the whole correlation between price and market cap and supply. So they're looking at Ripple and saying it's going to be $10,000 like Bitcoin and be the new Bitcoin. And they don't realize when people say it'll overtake Bitcoin, they're talking about the total market cap value. So if Ripple did like a 4.5x, it would have a larger market cap than Bitcoin, but it would only be $4. So for it to be $10,000, I mean, that's just not possible. So it just because it's wrong doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. That's the sentiment. So people are looking at Tron. Oh, it's 5 cents. What if it goes to $1? Or $10? And Nucleus Vision is going to have a lot of tokens, I believe. So I think there's going to be a lot of, and plus it's a good ICO, but there's going to be a lot of hype and excitement around it, especially because of the price. Annie, you could be right. You could be right. Yeah, every year it happens. It happens. I won't forget next year. That's for sure. Yeah, it's the best time to buy BTC or alts, to be honest. Yeah, Sia Coin is coming out with a new miner. That's true. It's Sia Coin has a big market cap, top 25. I'm impressed. Though Dragon, I think, is the only one that isn't open. That I don't know. I don't know about Shipcoin. I think the pre-sales of these are done, but the actual ICOs may be around. What? It could be any day, David. But with this market, maybe they'll wait. Maybe they'll wait. But it could be any day. I would say by the end of the month. The lowest cap is GCR. Bitcoin, of course it's manipulated. Absolutely. This is the Wild West, guys. Don't get it twisted. Definitely manipulated. That's why you can make so much money on it. You have to realize these things. I mean, the stock market is manipulated too. If you don't think that, I mean, everything is manipulated. It's just this is a smaller scale and less volume, so it's even more susceptible to that. This is a great time. You know how many people are setting up like hedge funds right now? Like that, like if you set up a hedge fund, for crypto, like you don't just like go in at any time. Like you wait for a correction like this and then you buy big, and like right away you're gonna get like crazy returns, compared to like traditional hedge funds. It's gonna be very good. But Digibyte, I'm not a fan of. If you cashed out in December, you would have missed out on a lot of profit. But it's January, the first week of January was insane. Monero is very good. Yeah, Monero is very important. Privacy coins, there's a reason why all the experts always talk about privacy coins. It is important. A lot of money. I kind of steer clear of those lending things, but it doesn't mean that it's not good. A broker's license? I don't know. I'd rather move. Yeah, Monero's good. Monero's good. It's good to mine too. There's the Tom Ford. I got it. I can't believe it's 12 o'clock. I haven't even eaten anything. Uh, my, you know, I actually feel much better now though. Like I woke up, I was still having my issues. I was really down in the dumps. And, I did this stream. We're talking for like almost 2 hours now. And I feel much better, but I am hungry. I didn't have any appetite in the morning. I certainly have some now. And I appreciate you guys watching and talking, and even the trolls. I appreciate you. I'm not ignoring you, man. Proc, I don't know what people keep asking. Am I Jewish? Why would I make that up? You know, people that ask me if I'm Jewish, like, come on. You probably are from like some state where there aren't a lot of Jewish people, because any real Jew would know that I'm a Jew. Straight up. I don't keep kosher. I'll eat anything. Oh, oh, that's not nice, Jonathan. I mean, I don't let it define me, but there are some very Jewy aspects of myself, like my voice and my nose, for one. Oh, yeah. See? So I'm proud of it. Coffee. Coffee. Yeah, people are like, oh, Jews have all the money. Well, it's because they work hard. They put emphasis on being cheap so that you could save the money and then use the money to make more money rather than spending it on things. So Jews will be really, really cheap. They'll go to school. They'll work really hard. But they think entrepreneurial. And they don't think about like, let me go buy Jordans. Let me go buy this nice car. They wait until they have enough money where they can, that's like an extra thing. That's a cultural thing. Oh. All right. Well, I mean, listen, I'm somebody that I understand. I understand, and I call it like it is. And, I have my own opinion. Uh, I have my own opinion on what's going on in Israel and Palestine. And, I see both sides. And a lot of the things, I'll say this, there's two sides because Jews are being attacked. Everybody wants to get them out of there. And, but at the same time, these Palestinian people are poor. They need help. And, it's just a bad situation. I'm not gonna go there. Yeah. But I understand. Basically what I'm trying to say is I understand. I'm not blindly one way or anything. I don't like when people get divided by race and religion, but there's certain things that are just never going to change. It's like I can't take time off. I hope so. They should, Anton. Everybody should do it, especially people that like don't have, you know, it's a really good way for people that don't have anything to come up. You can come up, so it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. You don't have to go through the bank to do it. You can do it on your own. You know. This is a sad end to the stream. We were doing so good. I can't end now. We need to updates on BitConnect. It looks like it was a Ponzi scheme, obviously. Nebulous and Cash, very cheap. The Discord is private. I have a public Telegram, but it's like there's like so many people there. There's some really, actually, there's some good contributors in the Telegram. So I think the Telegram's good, but it's very big. This is like almost 6,000 people there now. Sending lots of love. No idea what you're going through, but nothing lasts forever. Yep. Tough times don't last. You know, what's the phrase? Tough people last, but tough times don't. You know, I'm strong. I've been through a lot. You know, I'm not some guy that like everything went right for him. You know, I've been down before, and I've been through emotional pain and financial struggles and physical struggles. I've done it all, and that's why when people are like, "How are you not freaking out?" You know, I've been through some things where, you know, at the end of the day, I have family, I'm alive, and I have my mind, I have my health. I know that, you know, this is America, and I believe in myself so much that no matter what happens, I'll be good. I'll figure something out. I've always believed that. Even when I didn't have anything, I always had this belief that I would become a success. And I had like a major chip on my shoulder because I felt like, you know, I deserved more respect, but I hadn't done anything to earn it. So I understand. But I always had like a chip on my shoulder. Like, and people that I interacted with, you know, I respect them and we have these conversations. But, you know, I never felt like, it's very rare. I have felt it before, but it's been rare where I felt like people were like this guy's smart, so much smarter than me, and this and that. Like maybe he was more book smart, or he or she, because plenty of women definitely I feel like they're smarter than me. But when you combine, it's not just being book smart. You have to combine everything. You know, your people skills, your drive, your instincts, your book smarts. Everything comes into play when it comes to success. And if you're just one thing, you know, maybe you can make it. But I feel like I'm well rounded, and I work really hard, and I have different qualities that will always allow me to succeed. All right, so this has been fun. Yep, I'm gonna close it down at 2 hours, and yeah, if you just missed the stream, feel free to check it out. Start from the beginning because we talked about a lot of the questions that people are asking now. But I would say stay strong, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.